Sup everyone, this is Draco Evolve here. Manchester United versus Manchester City in the Premier League. This is my match preview. So I'll be going through the table, some stats, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference reaction, and also giving my predicted lineup as well as my predicted scoreline. If you're new to the channel, this channel covers everything Manchester United, from transfer speculation to transfer news to match previews, reviews, stats, general news, press conference reaction, everything to do with Manchester United. So if that's what you fancy, make sure you smash the like button, and if you're feeling very generous, hit the subscribe button and to stay up to date. So let's dive straight in. So this at the moment is the current table. As you can see, we have given ourselves a very good fighting chance in recent weeks, especially after the introduction of Bruno Fernandes, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree. We are only 3 points behind Chelsea. At one point we were, I think, 9 points behind. However, we must not look too far ahead, because just below us we've got Sheffield United, Tottenham, who are 2 points behind us, and sorry, let me just scroll down so you guys can see, and Wolves, who are level on points. So it is extremely crucial match. For me personally, I think we should have won the Everton game last week, but credit to Everton, they are in a good form, and we've got a very credible draw out of it. And I think we got a bit lucky throughout the whole season in terms of how the results went in and around us, in terms of the remainder of the teams around us, where everybody was dropping points because we were dropping points, everybody was winning because we were winning. That sort of topsy-turvy, you know what I mean. But you can see on the table, in the last 5 games in the Premier League, we've only lost once. This is as of last week, 9th win in all competition, well, 9th unbeaten run in all competition so far. So we do have a massive challenge. Yes, City has been a bit topsy-turvy, but they are such a huge threat. We will go through some of the stats before we come back to the table. So according to stats, up to stats, Manchester United have lost their last 3 home games against Man City in all competitions. They have only lost 4 against them consecutively, once previously between 1926 and February 1931, so such a long time ago. City have already lost twice against United this season in the Premier League and League Cup, and they have lost 3 games against them in the 3 previous seasons. So looking into the game at home, I think City done us over a few times, but certainly this season at Etihad, in the Carabao Cup, where City won, I think, well, not I think, but City won at Old Trafford, but we went to their stadium and beat them, and also beat them away in their ground when we played them last in the Premier League, which is a great thing to see. And I think that's where I feel a little bit more comfortable, and I'm sure a lot of the United fans will agree, will feel a little bit of comfortable going into matches against the so-called Big Six, because we do set up deep and hit them on the counter-attack, and that is our game plan, certainly against the bigger teams who are kind of coming onto us and pressuring us, and it just needs one sort of counter-attack to hit them on the break. However, that counter-attack was highly reliant on, obviously, Marcus Rashford, who's been instrumental in those counter-attacks, but he's been out injured. But let's talk a bit about Ighalo. I think Ighalo deserves a start. We'll go through my predicted lineup. He has been very good since the last few games that I've seen him, especially when he's coming on from the bench. Before he started, I thought he was good. He had a few chances. He's your typical number 9 who offers so much more to the team than just goals and assists. That distraction sitting in front of the defense, being sort of like an outlet, being a workhorse, and being quite physically good. You know, in terms of his physicality, he's kept his shape very well despite going to China. And let's not be disrespectful. You know, China's, with all due respect, China's not a best league to go, and someone who's going to China is literally earning money. It's not football secondary to them. But for him, I think he has kept his shape very well, which is kudos to him. The away side has won 6 of the last 7 matches between United and City in all competitions, with the exception of a 3-1 home win for City. So the stats are showing everything is good for the away side, and we are home. United are looking to complete a league double over City for the first time since Sir Alex retired, last achieving it in almost 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. The last Red Devils manager other than Ferguson to achieve a double over City was David Sexton in 1978. City have won the last 3 Premier League matches at Old Trafford and could become the first top-flight side to win 4 in a row to United, since the Citizens themselves did a run of 5 between 1968 and 1972. So you can see at home, City do dominate us. They know our game plan. They do attack us, and but away they're atrocious with us. So let's carry on. United have kept a clean sheet in 3 of the last 4 home league games, including each of the last 2. They last recorded 3 consecutive shoutouts at Old Trafford back in February 2018. So defensively, everyone looking at it, we barely concede, which is a good sign. I think the game against Everton was a howler from David De Gea. Otherwise, we would have, I think, generally would have won. But City is such a different beast at the moment. The attacking prowess, the Sergio Aguero's, the Sané, I was going to say Sané, Sterling, De Bruyne, they're all world class players who can change the game in a matter of seconds. City are unbeaten in all 10 of the Premier League games in March under manager Pep Guardiola, winning each of the last 7 in a row. The last defeat in the month came in 2016 against United. So you can see it's a bit of a worry. All the stats are in favour of City at Old Trafford, but stats is stats. They are there to be broken. The records are there to be broken. In terms of what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had to say, so he had his press conference, so I'm going to read that to you what he has to say. United are unbeaten in 9 games following Thursday's 3-0 FA Cup win at Derby, and will now look to boost the Champions League qualification prospect when City visit Old Trafford on Sunday. Solskjaer said they will feel confident. They have hit form, they are playing well, they have just been to the Bernabeu, winning there as well, and won the cup final. So I am sure they will play their game, we will play our game, and hopefully it will be a good one. Let's hope it will be a 4-3 like we have seen before. There have been many classics, we will do what we can to make it a classic. So obviously Solskjaer's, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his press conference kind of going out on the front foot, kind of saying that we are going to attack, we're not going to drop back. He wants a game like a 4-3, which is goals galore, but let's see what it kind of results into. There is not going away to having any video Friday or Saturday because we played them enough times. I think it helps because our team is developing and you want to play against the best. We want to learn, and they have been the best for the past few seasons. For us, it's a great challenge. We have just got to concentrate on ourselves and keep improving and keep getting results, but I know it's going to be a tight. Wolves are definitely putting up a challenge as well. There are loads of teams that want to get into the top 4, and we are one of them. We just need to manage our squad well enough, rotate well enough, and these next few games, they are important. If we can get 6 points from Manchester City and Tottenham, then we are giving ourselves a good chance. What quite interesting to me is Ole used the word rotate. So obviously throughout the season there has been a lot of mistakes by the management and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer obviously, and rotation was a big one. I think we didn't see enough of players being rotated, hence why we've had injuries, long-term injuries coming into play. I mean, you look at going back into the beginning of the season where I think one of the Carling Cup matches we played almost a full team and it wasn't necessary. One Bissaka needs a bit of a rest. You can see some of the players' legs are being weary a little bit, but rotation comes in with player investment. So if we have enough quality players across the board, enough players who are in form, then of course rotation is a necessity. But I'm glad that he said something like rotate it. So the next few weeks is obviously very, very important with City and Tottenham in the mix for us. And I'll go on to say, well, I've talked about Igalo. I'm not going to bother going what Solskjaer had to say about Igalo, but I think Igalo should start. We'll go on to my predicted lineup. And let's go to my predicted lineup. I reckon, if you guys can see, okay, I'm going to play, don't worry about the color. Let's see, I'm going to go 5 at the back actually, because this is probably how we're going to line up. So obviously in goal we're going to have De Gea. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Let me just scroll down. There we go. I genuinely believe Luke Shaw will be there. He's been in good form in that position actually. I think Maguire is 50-50, but we'll get to that. And Lindelof. I'd like to see Bailly play, but I think Maguire is 50-50 at the moment, according to Solskjaer. But I think he'll start. Right side, Bissaka. I think he'll come. No, Bissaka's injured, isn't it? I reckon Dalot will start. Apparently Bissaka's injured and hasn't trained. And on the left side is Williams. In the midfield, Matic and Fred, because they've been in such great form. Big respect to them. And Bruno Fernandes is obviously in the cam position. And the interesting thing is, I think I'm going to go for Martial and Igalo. Now, City, for all the attacking prowess they have, for all the good players they have, they are very defensively weak. And someone like Bruno Fernandes, the quality of Bruno Fernandes coming in and playing two up front, rather than the wing backs who are very strong in Mendy, I think, and Walker. But playing against the two centre backs will be great, with Martial and Igalo being there right on the line, and Bruno pulling the strings, with Matic and Fred being in such great form as they are. I think McTominay, I don't think McTominay will play. I think McTominay will be in the bench at one point, coming on if needed, but I think this is going to be the lineup. Back five is a bit interesting. I think Luke Shaw has been in great form in this little position pocket here. Lindelof and Maguire. Maguire, yes, is 50-50. He's injured, but I think he'll play. I would have liked to see Bailly play, but I think also Solskjaer will go for a tried and tested game experience defender in Lindelof. Williams on the left, Dalot on the right back position, wing right back position. But this is my lineup. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Let me know what your predicted scoreline is. I'm going to say it right here. My predicted scoreline is going to be 2-1 to Manchester United. I think it's going to be a closer game than expected. I think it's going to be an entertaining game with so much at stake. But score-wise, I think it's going to be 2-1. And as always, guys, I'll catch you guys after the match tomorrow with my match review. And stay fun.